Alright, now we're headed down to Sydney, Qantas Business Class on the A330 aircraft. This is their new business class. I'm pretty excited about it.
How are we?
6A.
6A, Miss Linton. Yep, just around the corner, 6th row down on the window.
So this is the new A330 business class seat, and it's also in their 787 as well. Now, a couple things I really liked. The seat was nice, it was comfortable, and there was a surprising amount of storage. So there's this little shelf that you see right there. It could be your passport, your amenity kit. We'll see some more from that later, and a couple of nice plugs as well. Now, every good trip starts with champagne, so I had a glass of that, and now let's go back to me.
So if you'll notice about the seats, so they kind of alternate. So I'm sitting on, like, close to the window, but then the seat in front of me, the person is sitting right here. So that way my feet can go down way underneath there. So my feet will be next to that person, and that person's feet will be next to that person, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of the same for the middle seats as well, but I mean, you gotta have the window, right?
Now, the tray table design was weird. You'd press a button and it would just shoot out at you and made like a really loud springy noise. But then they passed out the amenity kit. So that's the guy's amenity kit, and then this is the female's amenity kit. And then, well, this is both of them together, going for a stylistic shot. Not sure if it worked. But anyways, that little shelf I mentioned earlier is a great place for those amenity kits, which was nice. Realistically, the flight attendant just saw that I was videoing and wanted to make my day, so I got both amenity kits. And as you can see, we're flying from Singapore down to Sydney. It's an overnight flight. It took about 7 hours, 45 minutes because there was kind of a eruption in the island of Bali. And so I really didn't like the shoulder belt thing, but that's okay. So anyways, we taxied out. We eventually took off, and then we got to the rest of the flight. So shortly after takeoff, it seemed it took like 2 seconds for the fasten seatbelt light to go off, and all of the flight attendants sprang into action. So I got my pretzels, got a preliminary glass of champagne, had some of that, and eventually got another one. And then, well, while they're setting my table, let's go ahead and address an elephant in the room. Yes, I'm watching the Lego Batman movie. You know what? I don't even care if you think that's embarrassing. I thought it was a great movie. Maybe not great, but it was good enough. Got some good laughs, and that's really what it's all about. It helps the time go by a little quicker. I had what they called champagne bread because, let's be honest, I'm a champagne enthusiast. But what always marvels me about Qantas is you get like 17 pieces of silverware. And so their silverware is very distinct, but I just got a lot of it. And so this is the preliminary table setting before the appetizer. And then here's the entree. So it was like a duck with fried noodles. And you know what? It tasted like duck and fried noodles, and with the green stuff is kale. I don't eat kale kind of as a rule because, well, really it's disgusting. So I had to drink the taste away with, you guessed it, more champagne. And then, of course, for dessert, I hadn't had good ice cream the entire time I was in Singapore, so I had to have some Haagen-Dazs. And then I don't know why people do airline lavatory videos or pictures, but people always ask about them, so here you go. Here's a lavatory video or picture. Now, they had some mid-flight snacks. Didn't really have any of them because shortly after this clip right here, I went directly to sleep and slept the sleep of 10,000 dreams. I slept like a rock. It was a phenomenal amount of sleep. And you can see here the bed folds down, or the seat folds down in a nice little bed. The blanket was real comfy. The pillow was even more comfy. So I just laid down, got some sleep, and then we'll just kind of fast forward a little bit in the flight. Okay, so now it's getting to be morning, so there's some cappuccino and then some other stuff, and then you can see the sun is coming up. So I was the annoying guy, put my shade up so everybody else could see the sunlight too, even though they were sleeping. Get some good engine porn footage there. That's awesome. Little A330 wing action. And here's me. I don't know why you needed to see me. Oh, the headphones were good. That's why I took that shot. As you can see, we're getting close to Sydney, near the Blue Mountains, and that sunrise was just great. The seat was, again, it was wonderful. It was nice and lit up here. And then seeing the approach into Sydney was absolutely gorgeous. So you go from the outback to these green hills, and then the bays, the keys, and then finally we touched down in Sydney, Australia. There's the touchdown. And then after a short taxi, we ended up in beautiful Sydney. The weather was perfect, especially after being in the convection oven that is Singapore. So quick taxi to the gate, slightly longer customs than was necessary, and there we were.
Thank you very much. All right, made it to Australia.
All right, this is Andy from Andy's Travel Blog. Thanks for listening along. Let me know what you think of the format of this video with me kind of narrating the B-roll instead of just having it just be empty space with a looping soundtrack. Anyways, we will see you next time. Take care.